discussing big changes coming to Splash Mountain. So, I originally had different plans for this episode. We'll get to those another day. And I also considered talking about the reopening of Disneyland, but that's not happening anymore. But today we're going down a somewhat more literal rabbit hole because, you know what, I don't want to start a video like this again. Let's have Smart Me do it. A couple of days ago, Disney officially announced that they are retheming Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog in Disneyland and Disney World. While this happened during the recent resurgence of Black Lives Matter, Disney said they've been working on this for over a year now, and they have the concept art to prove it. Thank you, Smart Me. You're braver than I am. And, yeah, rabbit hole for a rabbit. Get it? GoGo's giving me a look.
They weren't supposed to say that.
Now, this wasn't a surprise to me. People have been speculating about it for ages, especially lately, considering everything going on. But what was more surprising to me was that Off-Air Disney managed to get a video out about it 4 hours earlier than DSNY Newscast, because while DSNY Newscast is not an official Disney newscast, Off-Air Disney is just a random 22-year-old guy in the middle of Colorado. I'm not sure I expected The Princess and the Frog, though, mainly because it's not my favorite, although the soundtrack does slap hard. I have to give them that.
I don't like that phrase. Okay.
But I knew that the Disney overlords would have to address it somehow. Because here's the thing, it was based on a movie called Song of the South that was considered racist when it came out. Considering this was back when Jim Crow was still a thing, seeing as the guy who played Uncle Remus couldn't even attend the premiere, it's quite impressive. It's never been released on VHS or DVD, and they're very decidedly not putting it on Disney+. It's actually been banned, apparently. I've watched clips of it, although I'm not sure I want to know how my grandma managed to get it on tape, but she skipped over the live-action portions. The main reason they made it into an e-ticket thrill ride attraction decades later was so that they could recycle animatronics from America Sings, and you can kind of tell they're recycled at times.
Oof.
Unfortunately, as happens every time they change a classic ride to be more sensitive, there is backlash. Offhand Disney, as always, encouraged viewers to post opinions on his video, but not even 10 hours later had to disable the comments because he doesn't like Flame Wars. And I don't know how long he had it set up before he disabled the comments. That's just when I was able to get around to watching the video. The guy who played Uncle Remus was the first black guy to get an Oscar. Yes, but it's for playing a character in a romanticized version of the antebellum South, and we'll kind of talk the Oscar committee into it. It's not like there are any references to it in the ride. It's history! Stand down, Edgy Me, you're outnumbered. I let you out to express controversial opinions, not harmful ones. Some harmful things in there still, and we're trying to be better. Apologies for that, although she does bring up some points I would like to address. Just because someone got an award for being in a movie doesn't mean it's not racist. Just ask Rita Moreno. Just because there aren't any overt references to slavery doesn't mean that the roots aren't still in the oppression of African Americans and are still very clearly there to people who are well versed in history. And if we wanted a history lesson, we'd go to a museum, not a Disney park. Many ask why they didn't do this sooner, but I only recently learned just how racist it is, because I am still fairly young. I just want to know how they're going to turn Princess and the Frog into a log flume, though they did say it will take place after the movie. And if the impression of marginalized groups is that important to you in a family park, it's staying unchanged in Tokyo, where Disney doesn't have full ownership of the park, and also they don't have the same kind of historical context that we do. And as my mom put it, everything's closed right now due to current events that shall not be named, so they might as well. There will come a day when I do not need to say that in a video, but it's not this day. Do you mean that Disney is racist? It's a long story for another video, but it's complicated. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, although please be civil, I don't want to have to do the same thing offhand Disney did. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks to my sister GoGo for filming and editing, and I will see you next time in the rabbit hole.